Hello, hello. We are here again for another virtual lesson. Today's objective, students will be able to evaluate the most pivotal moment in post-classical Western African history. How apropos, because the reason I am not here is because I am in Western Africa and now you're learning about it. That's fantastic. The do now, which you should have started when you came in the room, asks you to think back to yesterday's lesson about the Seljuk Turks using one of the three terms, such as the Seljuk Turks caravanserais or the Baghdad House of Wisdom, to create a sentence, and hopefully you made one as good as I did. I said caravanserais, inns that were set up every 100 miles, were crucial to the success of the Seljuk Turks. So we are continuing right where we left off yesterday. As you can see from the map, the Arab Caliphate was one of the most sophisticated, largest empires in the post-classical age. Place to be if you were living at this time, the most innovation, and they were major, major rivals to Christian Europe, who in the classical age was probably number one, right? The Roman Empire. You covered it last year during the classical ages, around the year zero to all the way to like 500 or so. It was top dog, but now that we are in the 700s, 800s, 900s. It is this empire that is running the running things. And you can see how much they are running things because all these major cities that were established by Christians, by Europeans, such as Rome, Constantinople, Alexandria in Egypt, Antioch in the Middle East, and Jerusalem, of those five big cities founded by the different disciples. Um, of Jesus himself, you could see that Alexandria is now controlled by the Caliphate, Antioch, as well as Jerusalem, leaving only two major Christian cities, Rome in Italy and Constantinople in the Byzantine Empire. Now, we alluded to it yesterday. We see the Arab Caliphate get so strong that they are able to spread all across northern Africa, present day Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Algeria, and Morocco. And then they cross the Strait of Gibraltar into present day Europe. And they invade this part of the world, naming it El Andalus. Today it would be called either Spain or Portugal. And if you go to these locations, these are some pictures that I took a couple summers back. You can see that the architecture in a lot of these cities, such as Granada, Seville, Cordoba, do have a lot of Arab influences on them. Now, this caliphate was so strong that they continued to spread up through northern Africa into present-day France, but there's a big battle in the 700s, I forgot the year, between the Arab Moors, which is what the Europeans called them. They called them Moors, versus a group called the Franks, no relation. But the Franks do win, halting the invasion of Islam to further spread into Europe. And the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, is so hyped that he crowns the Frankish king who held the Arabs at the gate. He crowns him the new emperor of the Roman Empire. You can see him receiving his crown there. He's a skinny boy. His name is Charlemagne or Charles the Great. Now, it's not the true Roman Empire, so we throw a holy at the front of it. So this is the Holy Roman Empire, and he's been crowned the Holy Roman Emperor. So a small distinction. But we're going today to Africa. Now, we talked a little bit about Africa when we looked at South Asia or India. Be very clear when, especially on our upcoming test, when you hear East Asia versus South Asia. So East Asia would be over here, present day Korea and China. When I say South Asia, I'm talking about India. We talked about the monsoon winds that, depending on the season, would blow either to India or away from India towards the east coast of Africa. And it's because of these winds that there are going to be much trade between the Arabian Peninsula, if you could follow my mouse, India, and southeastern Asia. And they are all going to be trading with this entire coastline here. You can see all these major cities, including one of the biggest ones, Mogadishu, in present day Somalia. All of these were huge trading ports all along the Swahili coast. It is called the Swahili. It is because after the language that is going to develop due to this trade. So we already talked about how Islam is going to spread to India because of this trade. It also spreads to East Africa. And Swahili is actually a hybrid language. It's a mixture of Arabic coming from the Middle East and Bantu, which is one of the original languages of the African continent. So it's a hybrid or a mixed language. Now, we're going to look at Western Africa, where Mr. Frank is right now, and it is going to become very wealthy. It was very wealthy and very well off even before the spread or the start of Islam, before 200 years before Muhammad is even born. It is a very successful part of the world. Different empires, the Empire of Ghana, which is actually not where Mr. Frank is. This is the Empire of Ghana here. Mr. Frank is in the country of Ghana, two different things. It's a little confusing. Don't worry about it. But we're going to focus more on Mali, which is going to become one of the largest trading empires on the Trans-Sahara Trade Network. And the reason that they are become so successful is because they got two commodities um, that are very, very lucrative. Gold, which you could probably understand why it's so lucrative, but also the element of salt. Now, you might say, okay, I understand why gold is very lucrative, but why is salt? Well, salt is good for seasoning food. It's also good in very hot climates, such as the Sahara or Western Africa, to preserve meat. So, meat and fish. They would use salt back in that time. So again, we're seeing whether it's champa rice, whether it's wara waras, preserving food to have that food surplus allows these empires to get bigger, the population to boom. So salt is going to become a huge money maker for the empires of Ghana and then later Mali. And it's during the Empire of Mali that we're going to see Islam spread to the region. Now, we've seen Islam spread and we've seen other religions spread. Normally, religion spreads a few different ways. We've talked about the intermarrying, like in India. We've talked about it's attractive, right? The promises of a new religion, maybe it's attractive to the lower classes. We see this with Christianity spreading to Europe. But in Mali, it is kind of unique because it is not the lower classes that convert to Islam, but rather it is the elites. It is the ruling class, the wealthy that convert first, and then they encourage the lower classes to convert after they have already converted to Islam. And probably the most famous of the Mali Mansas, that is their word for king, is going to be Mansa or King Mansa Musa, who is regarded as the world's wealthiest person, wealthier than Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or whoever is in currently number one. And that's what the reading is going to be about. It's going to be a little bit about Mansa Musa, and you're going to have to pick out which of the moments in West African history do you consider to be the most pivotal or important. So at that point, I'll let you flip over your notes to see the timeline of events on the back. Don't forget your exit ticket, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.